Trans-Pacific Rugby reaches new heights with a 32-year-old rivalry inspiring teams and their players to make their mark. Konnichiwa, hello and welcome to Ballymore Stadium in Brisbane for the second annual Queensland Saitama Shield competition with the Queensland Reds hosting the Saitama Panasonic Wild Knights. Overcast spring conditions here in the River City for what is shaping up to be a highly competitive and entertaining 80 minutes of rugby. Thank you so much for your company. Martin Lippiard here for the call this afternoon, joining me is Queensland Red and Yokohama Cannon Eagle, Dallin Murphy.
Very excited to be here, Marty. Panasonic Wild Knights joining us all the way in Brisbane, and what an afternoon for a fantastic fixture for the Saitama Cup.
Yes, well, we're less than 10 minutes away from kick-off here at Ballymore, but before that, we caught up with coaches Les Kiss and Robbie Deans ahead of the match.
It's great to be here. This is a relationship that we've reignited. The first fixture was 94 in Kumagaya. But of course last year the Reds came up and we had a great game. We came second by some distance last year. So it was a good learning experience for our blokes, and this opportunity to travel, particularly for this group of players, is fantastic. Experience another country, another culture, play rugby. So we're giving a lot of players, as Queensland are, using this time of the year to expose and develop the next tier, the next generation. We've also got a lot of experience in our group, as the Reds have. I understand they've got 400 caps in their starting group. We've got 392. And as you saw last week, I don't know if you saw it, but 47-46 was the game. It'll be a good spectacle this week. Both teams play positively. Both teams are full of players who want to be part of the future, so they're ambitious. And I'd encourage anyone who doesn't have tickets to go and get them, because it's a great venue. I've got a bit of history here. It's a place that's very fond to my heart.
You know, my time here over 10, 12 weeks now, I've had the Challenger Series, had a fantastic opportunity to see a lot of club players and club coaches. Been able to work with them right through to this period here, so it's been fantastic for me to see what the community and club rugby does provide, so a few of them will get a good chance this weekend. On the weekend, in the closed trial we had against the Panasonic team, you know, it was 47-46. I think both teams have that in them, that they want to play rugby, so we're hoping to see that again tomorrow, Saturday, sorry. And hopefully you see a little bit of that brand that I'd like to bring to the Reds for sure. They've been the best team for near a decade in Japanese rugby. We know that they're going to be hard. They've got a great back row that'll be over the ball. We're going to have to make sure we get our ball so we can play the type of rugby we'd like to play. It's a starting point for me to see the boys in a full cap game now, to see where they are. But that's started the journey. I'm looking forward to it. I know the boys are. I think we'll have a fantastic match out there. The way that both teams approached it last week, they want to play rugby, and that's to me, at the centre of how I like to be as well.
Two top-tier coaches giving their insights into what is going to unfold. Dallin Murphy, the Panasonic Wild Knights, Japanese League One runners-up. Here they are, ready to go.
Yes, and a vast amount of experience, Marty, throughout this side. Liam Mitchell and Esihan Garner are key components of this side in the second row, as well as the big shot king and Ben Gunter, former BBC man, now Japanese international. And what's for Itsuki Onishi at number 8? And the interesting one here is Takuya Yamasawa and Hyoye Yamasawa, the brothers from Saitama Kumagawa. Absolutely outstanding. The first time they'll play together there in the 10 and 15 jersey. So very exciting for those two.
And the Queensland Reds, they edged them by a point 1 week ago in a very fierce battle, but this looks like a pretty competitive side.
Yeah, it certainly is. Again, a vast amount of experience, but plenty of first-up caps. As we look now through the front row, got Max Craig and Jeffrey Tumungarala with their first start for the Queensland Reds, earning their first caps, as well as Cormac Daly, the Randwick man and Irishman, in the number 5 jersey, as well as John Bryant there in the number 7 jersey. In the halves, obviously we've got Harry McLaughlin-Phillips there coming in for his first start. Cannot forget Lawson Crichton captaining the side this afternoon. And then Timmy Ryan there, also the number 14 jersey, earning his first cap for today.
Well, it's been a massive year for Queensland. Today marks the long-awaited return to their spiritual home, coupled with a host of young talent whose stars are on the rise.
Kick off this morning just by naming the team. So obviously just a very short background on the history. So this is the first Queensland match at Ballymore since February 2010. So 13 and a bit years, lots of trial games, bits and pieces, but Queensland matches at Ballymore is obviously something pretty darn special. Number 10, also a debutant for Queensland, Harry McLaughlin-Phillips.
I've been a fan of the Reds since 2010. Just been going to all the games since then, so yeah, it's awesome. I'm really excited. Super excited to get the opportunity to represent Queensland, so that's probably the main thing. Yeah, we saw what they're capable of, and they're very physical and work very hard around the park, so yeah, expect much of the same of that. It's awesome. There's a long history here at Ballymore with the Reds, so getting the opportunity to represent Queensland here in front of my friends and my family is really exciting, and I can't wait for Saturday.
Such an exciting prospect for rugby here in southeast Queensland. Dallin Murphy, we are moments away. The anticipation is building.
Yeah, it certainly is. What an afternoon for rugby. Panasonic all the way here from Japan, and we saw the result from last year. Expect today, Marty, some running rugby, some physicality from both sides, but most importantly, the return to Ballymore.
13 long years it's been since the Queensland Reds, the men's team, has played a provincial cap game and or super rugby game here. So it is a homecoming over a decade in the making. And both of these teams getting ready to make their way out onto this hallowed turf, which has had so many storied matches over the years.
It certainly has, and what a way to resurrect it back here. The Queensland Reds fighting it out the Panasonic Wild Knights for the Saitama Queensland Shield.
You see the two captains making their way out onto the field. It'll be a slow walk, but it's going to be a very up-tempo, very physical game. And both teams keen to make an impression. This man, the 126th captain for the Queensland Reds.
Yeah, and what an honour for Lawson Crichton. He's been in outstanding form this year, and today he leads them out for the first time. An excellent leader. He's just absolutely terrific with ball in hand, and to go to boot, that goal kicking is just absolutely sensational.
It's going to be so critical. Last week, 46-47. We're talking about big impacts. How about the captain there for the Wild Knights, S.A. Hingana, 198 centimetres, 120 kilos. He's a big deal. And we're going to head down now to the field for the Welcome to Country.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Ballymore Stadium for this Saitama Queensland Shield clash between the Queensland Reds and the Saitama Panasonic Wild Knights. This is a great fixture between two teams right here this afternoon. And on behalf of the Queensland Rugby Union, I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather here today, the Yagara people, and also the many separate sub-clans, the Yagara, the Jagara, the Yurapuru and the Turrbal people of the greater Brisbane area that spans from the mouth of the Brisbane River as far west to the Great Dividing Range at the foothills of Warwick and Toowoomba, as far north as the Caboolture River and as far south to the shores of the Logan River. We pay respect to their elders past and present who have walked on this great country for thousands of years. And on behalf of the Queensland Rugby Union, if there are any Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander people here today, we would like to acknowledge them here today too. Thank you.
Well, the stage is set. Our teams are ready to go. And what an 80 minutes we are going to be in for. So many up-and-coming players, some experienced players in the mix too, Dallin. There's a real mix of young and old in both these sides.
Yeah, and it's almost perfectly balanced, Marty. That is, it's a mix of young, up-and-coming and exciting talent from both sides. But then you've got those guys who've been around forever, going to lead exceptionally well and provide an afternoon of top-quality rugby.
And our referee for today, Mr. Damon Murphy, will be the man in the middle, Ruben Keane, James Palmer, his assistants. And it will be the Queensland Reds kicking off to the Wild Knights, right to left. It's springtime in the River City for the first time in 13 years.
Captain.
It's the Reds against the Wild Knights playing for the Queensland Saitama Shield. And it will be Jock Campbell to get us underway. And they're off and running. The Reds and the Wild Knights for the Queensland Saitama Shield. McLaughlin Phillips out the back. Offloads it to Campbell. Jock Campbell, cap for the Wallabies, Australia A. Tony Thomas in at half, gives it to McLaughlin Phillips, who decides to roll the dice. And it comes up with straight sixes, but it'll be knocked on. And they'll come back for the penalty.
Yeah, just early there from the Panasonic Wild Knights, just not rolling away. So penalty in favour of the Reds. But you see Marty nice and early there from the Reds, looking to play that front foot ball. Harry McLaughlin Phillips will chip, chase and regather as he now puts his team 40 metres downfield.
Great crowd here in the McLean stand. Sits over 3,000 with its phenomenal facilities built in underneath. It's the crown jewel of Australian rugby. As they look forward to that World Cup in 2027, it's going to have a big part to play. First liner for the Reds is stolen by the Wild Knights. They look to kick it away down the field, and it's here now with Greeley. Offloads it nicely away for Campbell, who escapes that first up tackle from Vince Arso, and now it'll be a penalty against the Reds.
There's a man there.
Great work there from the Panasonic Wild Knights as they earned the first penalty, but just off the feet the Reds were as they cleaned out through. Gifting
14
now
off his feet.
Panasonic their first opportunity of the afternoon.
Let's go, please.
So it's been a 6-day turnaround from the match last weekend. A few new changes to the personnel, Dallin in the starting 15s, but seems like they're feeling one another out.
Yeah, they certainly are. Both sides looking to attack. You see now the Panasonic, their first opportunity, just 22 metres out.
The throw from Shimane is good. Koyama gets it away. Now in the middle of the park, it's with the sole representative from the 2023 Japanese World Cup squad, Gunter, to have a carry. Now it's with the captain, Hungana. Koyama
It's fine.
lets the forwards have a rumble. Hulking frame of Gunter again at first receiver. Pirouettes and spins away from the Tumanga Allen tackle. And now the Reds straight into it, turn it over.
And what a start from John Bryant. Absolutely sensational over the ball there. Benny Gunter went for that second opportunity, but John Bryant right on the money. Gets his team out of trouble.
McLaughlin Phillips, ball in hand. He's straight under 20s this year. He'll put it into touch and we'll head down to the sideline. Jeremy Austin, he is our man on the ground, giving us an update.
Hey, Marty, it's bleeding maroon here at the moment. You mentioned a 3,000 strong crowd that has gone to Ballymore. They have come out in massive numbers as well. The Reds looking to run everything so far. Panasonic Wild Knights really intent on putting the ball back behind them, but we'll get back to me in a second though.
Missed pass there from Fluke has been picked off, and it's going to be first points to the visitors. And Ryuichi Noguchi gets across. First points for the Wild Knights.
Yeah, perfectly timed there from Ryuichi Noguchi there, the former Japanese international. Johnny on the spot there, pickpocketing Josh Fluke. to get the first points of the afternoon, certainly against the run of play. But what a start from the Panasonic Wild Knights.
And the Reds, Dale, they were really trying to push the pass, and the age-old saying, you've got to earn the right. Not sure they did here.
Oh, I think they got a good carry there, but you can see he was just right up in the line, Noguchi. He read it perfectly. Pass probably wasn't on. But instead, now the Panasonic Wild Knights, they go up 5-0.
Yuji Huchi, been part of the Wild Knights since 2018. 5 seasons down, looking at number 6. As they come to the boot of Kohei Yamasawa. And he'll be unsuccessful. Wild Knights in the lead, 5-0. Great counter work from the Wild Knights, Jeremy Austin.
Mate, it is, and just taking every opportunity. We've seen some high-scoring matches, 47-46 during the week in the development 15 game. We get back to last year, 55-30, so points on offer, and the Wild Knights taking them. Massive breeze, about 20 k's an hour, left to right on screen.
Restart from the Reds. Will give the knock-on advantage to the Wild Knights. Back inside their 22. Yamasawa gets the pass away. Now it's here with Kawasaki.
It's a bonus over for knock on now.
Now it's with the captain. And Ghana will be dragged for a minute as Koyama gets it away as Yamasawa kicks it long for young Tim Ryan, who bolts back into the defensive line, and they slam him. Here it is with Connor Anderson, who got his first provincial cap for the Reds in this very fixture last year. Now McLaughlin Phillips can't escape the tackle. He'll be brought down as Thomas is there.
What's going on, Hughes? Please, ball.
As the Reds' momentum comes to a grinding halt. Now it's with Wilson. Fast out there, and Thomas springs to action, but it's a penalty against Jeff Tumunga Allen. And now the Wild Knights in prime position.
Yeah, they certainly are, Marty, but it's a credit to their defence. They're getting up, they're getting off the line, they're being physical, and they're not allowing the Queensland Red side to get over that advantage line. This is what's put them in a wonderful position now, as I think it looks like they're going to go to the sideline.
Let's go, please, Max.
Ball in hand there with Takuya Yamasawa, the elder of the two brothers. He's been a real stalwart of the Wild Knights team there since 2016. Played for the Sunwolves back in the day, Dal.
He did, but born and bred in Saitama, Kumagawa,
Numbers, boys.
and his brother Kyohei Yamasawa at 15.
Across red.
Born and bred there, obviously a product of the Panasonic Wild Knights system. The first time they're playing together, starting together today.
Great take up high by Mitchell. The Wild Knights have their first attempt at a driving maul. Shamane at the back. Sticks with it, drives forward. Now they've got penalty advantage. Koyama. Now for Yamasawa. The Wild Knights inside the Reds 22. Now it's back with Takuya Yamasawa again. Koyama. Lovely pass from Aso. Hungana's offload, not as tidy, but they'll bring it back for the advantage.
Entry. Yeah.
Again, good pressure from the Panasonic Wild Knights. An excellent executed maul. It was Cormac Daly there in from the side, forcing the penalty. But again, just giving key field position now to this Wild Knights side.
Got such a fierceness in that defensive line. They're really, I think the best word, shell-shocked are the Reds at the moment.
Yeah, they certainly are. Panasonic doing a great job at keeping them on the back foot, forcing a couple of mistakes and really applying field position pressure.
We're good to go? All good?
Yeah, we're all good. Yeah.
Kazuma Shamane's 2 from 2 on the line-out throws.
Back on now, please.
Driving maul.
Time on.
Disintegrated after some legal manoeuvres from the Reds.
The ball was up.
They had some options out wide. Could have been something.
Not the ball. Yeah.
Certainly could. Plenty of space out there.
Let's go, boys. Time's on, please. Behind.
Takuya Yamasawa. Shows patience, experience.
Boys, line yours.
Puts his forwards right on the 5 metre line. Now it's to Shimane for the throw, and it'll go long. And it'll be grabbed by Ryan. He beats the first. And the Reds just hold on. Thomas. Finds the big frame there of Cormac Daly. Had a phenomenal season with Randwick down in the Shute Shield, winning the premiership this year. And a number of signings for the Queensland Reds in the upcoming season, as a little error from the Wild Knights gifts the Reds a line out.
Yeah, inch perfect there from Harry McLaughlin-Phillips. Just a foot on the line from Kyoye Yamasawa as the Reds now go quickly.
McLaughlin-Phillips for Fluke, passes it to Bryant. The young back rower charges up towards halfway. Now McLaughlin-Phillips breaking through the line, slips 1-2, finds Ryan. Now it's with Greeley. He's in open space, and the kid from the Downs will cross first for the Reds, and it's tied 5-all.
Brilliant piece of play there down the right edge from the Queensland Reds. A couple of the young players just linking up to set up the Reds' first try of the afternoon. And what a try it was, Marty. Absolutely pinpoint stuff.
Harry McLaughlin-Phillips, he's showing so much ability. He's able to do things that we've seen him do at other versions of the game in club rugby. He takes it to the line, and the players that are riding on his hip looking for those, I don't want to say easy meals, but they're pretty tasty ones.
Yeah, they certainly are. But set up by John Bryant, that first up run, 20 metres, just getting him over the advantage line, which allows Harry McLaughlin-Phillips to flatten up, throw the dummy, get his arms free, offload to Timmy Ryan, who puts away Matt Greeley. The Reds now lead 7 points to 5.
And boys, you think about the impression that Bryant and McLaughlin-Phillips have had on this game already. McLaughlin-Phillips just been able to take that ball to the line, but also put it in front of the player. So front foot rugby is what they want to be playing. Tim Ryan has been exceptional with his pace and linking up out wide. It's only going to be great things for the Reds outside backs for the rest of this game.
Yamasawa on the restart. Drops it just behind the 22 for Thomas, who gives it to Wilson.
Ball's there. The ball's there.
Tony Thomas in at 9 today. He's back from a stint with Auckland in the NPC.
Let's go, 9, use!
Valuable experience for the young 9 in a competitive market, especially here in Queensland.
Yeah, certainly is, Marty. Couple of excellent young 9s at the Queensland Reds. But what an experience for him, going over there, cutting his teeth in a premier competition, coming back obviously with a vast amount of experience now, and he looks better for it.
Shimane hits the hands of Mitchell, and now they're attacking right on the Reds' 10-metre line. Yamasawa passes out. Arso straightens, but Wilson comes across. And the Reds have turned it over, but sent it into touch. And now the Wild Knights are off and running again with Mitchell. Yamasawa. And again, another carry for Arso. His 4th of the day. Too many bodies in that one. The Reds infringe. Hangana, no look pass out for Yamasawa. Here it is for his brother Kohei, who passes it again. And now it's with Onishi. Inside the 22, the Wild Knights. Going absolutely berserk as Kalani Thomas cannot subdue Hangana. But they'll come back for the penalty.
3 red, not rolling.
Yeah, Jeffrey Tumunga Allen there, just getting caught in the ruck. not quite rolling away in time.
3 red, not rolling.
But again, the Panasonic Wild Knights looking good with ball in hand, Marty, creating a bit of space out wide. So we take a look now there. A good first up tackle, stopping him in the tracks. Didn't quite get out of the way.
Saw a couple of taps on the chest there from Seijun Kawasaki to let Tumunga Allen know that he's given them 3.
Opportunity now as they go to the post. But Marty, what an excellent experience. Looking like it's pretty much full. Back to Ballymore, so much maroon. What a fixture to be had at this time of year.
Springtime in the River City. Christmas just around the corner, so for both of these teams, a win today would be a nice little present under the tree as they play for that very important Queensland Saitama Shield that has spent the last 12 months here at Ballymore. And the Wild Knights steal it away today. Yamasawa for the lead. And it'll be unsuccessful.
Hasn't quite found his radar as Takuya Yamasawa. Missing the 3 points there. Reds retain the lead, 7 points to 5.
Behind. Let's go, mate. Come on.
Campbell for the restart, and they've gone high and short. But it'll be taken brilliantly by the Wild Knights with Onishi charging forward, but no one's going to hold Kawasaki. But they've infringed, knocked it on, so the Reds with a scrum. Our first of the game.
Certainly is. What a battle up front, but almost a brilliant piece of play there from the Wild Knights. A little short ball off the deck. Just travelled
Let's go
forward.
stability, boys, as we spoke about in the sheds. Nice and stable, please.
Take another look here.
Ready?
So Nishi there on the ground. Yeah, almost brilliant.
Settle! Crouch!
You control it, bro.
Bind! Set!
2 big packs. Levelling up with one another. Who had hammer and tong last week.
Use or reset.
And the Reds will win their feed as Crichton dives over the tackle of Yamasawa. Now it's with Bryant. Here's Johnny! Johnny Bryant across halfway. Pops off the deck nicely. And the Reds are marching forward to the northern end. Wilson taps it on nicely for Fangase.
Tackle now!
Crichton takes it to the line. Wild Knights hunting for a turnover, and they'll get it.
Holding.
Queensland Reds looking very good there. Couple of nice pieces of play.
5 white on the ball.
First up, it was John Bryant making a break through the middle. But S.A. Hungana there. Perfect turnover. Wilson Crichton just a little bit isolated. His support not quite arriving on time.
Hey.
The Wild Knights back in possession.
Yeah.
The Reds fail to steal that one away, but John Bryant, another name expected to be up in lights sometime soon.
Yeah, certainly is. He just straightens the attack very well there. As he goes, he runs with some intent. The support lines there, just not quite on time.
Come on, Ed. There's captain.
Yeah.
It'll be lost as he comes down, and now the Reds are running it from inside their 22. Fluke bakes past the first before he's reined in nicely by Arso.
Knock on.
The breakdowns at the moment, Dal, they've been a phenomenal competition.
They certainly have, Marty. They're so quick on the ball, both sides.
Both, mate, to be honest.
It's that ball in possession,
Yeah. No,
so
I think
much
you guys
time.
do too. Here's your mark.
It's been an absolutely rapid start to this Saitama Queensland Shield.
Cool. So, hold on. So, boys,
Little error there from the Wilds. Bold stuff from Queensland, running it out of the 22.
It's just that real intent. We've seen on a couple of occasions now. Fluke just not quite able to get that pass free, but the Reds are looking to go wide, find the space out there, get over the advantage line, and then recycle. So you see Essie Hungana there coming off the field. Looks like he's picked up a rib injury.
Here you go, Seth. In two, Seth. I gotcha. Bind! Set!
So the Reds win the scrum, and now Crichton takes it to the line once again. Thomas puts it out for the new men. Taylor, the Irishman, who really works his way up the park before Uru has a go and pops it away for Greeley, who was caught up with the forwards.
Feet, boys, let him go.
Now a good tap and go here from Kalani Thomas over the 22. Hunger Allen gets the pass away from McLaughlin Phillips, who dribbles one over for Ryan, who has to pop it back to McLaughlin Phillips. They've lost metres, but it's play on.
9, you got advantage for offside, 7.
As referee Murphy lets the boys play. Craig. Greeley chips it through. Looking for a charge at Campbell, is running down Koyama.
Boys, no advantage, penalty back here.
But they'll come back for the penalty. Reds ball.
Yeah, great field position now for the Queensland Reds. But again, after some good lead-up work from their forwards, on this occasion it was Cormac Daly, which we saw him do so much in the shoot shield for Randwick this year. Offside. The big bullocking run through the middle.
Phillips puts them into the corner and gives his forwards the first genuine opportunity, as we see the Reds trying their hand at some more aggressive kicking.
See advantage there. Mac really knew he had it. A bit of space in behind. Thought he put it on the toe.
Big throw here for Craig. Hits Daly.
Advantage, 8, side entry.
Forwards flood in. The Wild Knights have given away a penalty as Thomas gives it to Fluke, who's looking in close. And it'll be try number 2 to Josh Fluke.
Yeah, Josh Fluke there. You could see early advantage in favour of the Queensland Reds. Had his hand up, looking to come with that line against the grain. And in the end, it just all looked too easy.
Some more spontaneous play from the Reds. Kalani Thomas instantly sees the opportunity, but Fluke also sees it as well.
Yeah, he certainly did. You could see his hand up there. He knew the angle was coming. A little bit of telepathy there between him and Kalani Thomas. And a beautifully well-worked run from Josh Fluke. Give the Reds their second try.
Josh Fluke, some say, was unlucky to miss out on a call-up for the Wallabies this year. Had a few little injuries, but he has been a superstar for the Reds over the last 3 seasons as Crichton finds the points, and the Reds rookie, they take a lead here at the 22-minute mark.
Oh, you mentioned the experience of Josh Fluke, and he's done it at both ends now. He just sees a gap, and he only needs half a metre, and he's through that. But just the experience to know when to come in and hit those lines, and the bigger bodies from the Panasonic team just struggling a little to get that alignment ready for that defensive effort right close to the line.
A shallow restart from Takuya Yamasawa, and it's a bit of an ugly bounce for the Reds, who knock it on. And the visitors with a great opportunity inside the 22.
Yeah, just a little bit disappointed there. Sarah Uru was in perfect position there, but just failed to retrieve that ball off the kickoff. Gifting some good field position now to the Wild Knights.
Well, two large packs in and around the 890 kilo mark, both of them evenly matched in the weight department, as the Wild Knights enlist Vince Arso to get things started. Now the Reds getting a turnover here.
6 red.
Connor Anderson just got married last week. Here he is getting a turnover. All smiles on the dial for the West Rugby Club native.
Certainly is, just a wry smile there, quite happy with himself. Perfect position again, but again it's that balance and that pressure at the breakdown with some good low chops from the Queensland Reds, just gifting them an excellent turnover. Good shot there from Harry Wilson from the outside and Timmy Ryan underneath.
5.
And Connor Anderson, he's a real success story of this relationship with the Wild Knights. Came across to play last year in Japan following the Challengers Series, and 12 months later he's a capped Red and has continued to develop and grow
Come, please.
under the watchful eye. Les Kiss as well, the new coach, as Kalani Thomas picks and goes himself off the back, offloads it for Greeley, who chops another one in behind, seeing there's no one home. O'Shea gets onto it. He'll scramble as the Wild Knights regroup inside the 22. Koyama passes out the new man on the field, Mark Abbott, to the applause of his former Hurricanes mate, Jeff Tumunga Allen. Mark Abbott, Vince Arso and Jeff Tumunga Allen, the three of them all there in 2016 when the Canes won in the Super Rugby. So it's funny how paths diverge and reconnect.
Certainly is. That's a beautiful thing about rugby, Marty, isn't it? It's a world game and everyone's reconnecting at some point, whether it's in the same team or against each other. Well, I'm sure they've got plenty of fond memories of their time together at the Hurricanes.
And the sun is out here. It looked a little gloomy earlier in the day, but it's clear skies as we cross into the 26th minute of play here. And it's scrum time again, and what a battle it's been between Tumunga Allen and Dan Perez here on the near side. Thomas. Now it's with McLaughlin Phillips. Cut out for Fluke, who gets tipped over the top, but Tim Ryan takes the pass and scores in the corner.
Wow! The Queensland Reds there producing something absolutely beautiful. It was a couple of pinpoint passes here that have set that man alight, and as Tim Ryan gets his first of the day, but finishes in that right-hand corner. So we take another look now at this beautiful piece of play from the Queensland Reds. McLaughlin Phillips finding Fluke, but that ball there from Josh Fluke, absolute pinpoint. Perfectly weighted and right in the hands of Timmy Ryan.
You have to appreciate too, Fluke cared more about the pass than he did his own well-being and his welfare. Gets it away for Ryan, who finishes it off. Young Tim Ryan, wasn't he something to watch this year, not only in the Australian under-20s, but in the local Hospital Cup here in Queensland, as Crichton looks to maintain his perfect score sheet, and he will. It is the Reds up 21 points to 5.
A couple of those passes from Josh Fluke early on haven't hit the mark. I tell you what, this one on the money. As you mentioned, Dal, don't worry about self-preservation. We're getting that ball out to the speedster. And just an update on Essie Hungana. He has got some ice on his ribs. He's going to be evaluated at halftime to see if he can play any further part in this match. But at the moment, he's wincing a fair bit. Things not looking great.
We're just under 30 minutes down, and the Reds have been scoring at a consistent rate. So you see the home side give away possession after a good shot from Fangasa.
Yeah, good shot underneath there from Itsuki Onishi. Just displacing the ball from Sefar Gassi. Good turnover from the Wild Knights. They love nothing more now to hit back, reduce this lead.
Good balance last scrum. Excellent. Let's go.
You see the additional squad there and new head coach, Les Kiss. Marty, you'd think he'd be very happy with this first 28 minutes from his side.
Absolutely. Down Les Kiss comes in from a very storied career with Ireland. Teams over in Europe as his forwards give away the penalty. He's brought in a raft of new players, but he's re-signed and given a lot of opportunity to a lot of local assets as well for the Queensland Reds. So he's a man who, on average, he spends between about 6 to 7 years in a role over the last 20 years that he's worked. So I think with how choppy and changey things in Australian rugby have been of recent, that'll be a sigh of relief for anyone that likes to call maroon their favourite colour.
Yeah, absolutely, and signing on for 3 years and bringing all his assistants along for the same period. So they want to find some consistency, and he's very confident that he can come in and make a difference and bring this young side along.
Mane misses the line out again. It's been a bit rickety over the last 10 or 15 minutes. Now they'll give away a penalty, so the Reds with a get out of jail free card inside the 22.
It's disappointing there from the Wild Knights, giving away some excellent field position.
Have a chat to him.
So we see McLaughlin Phillips now driving his team down the field.
Line out throws from Chane have missed their mark on multiple opportunities.
The work of the outside backs, Marty, so far from both sides has been excellent. They're getting very busy in today's game.
Now it's with Fluke, and Crichton taps it on. Greeley's there to clean it up. Get those fast feet moving. Thomas. Here for Daly now.
Ball's out. Play on.
Second or third time, ball spat out there for Thomas, breaking the Reds' momentum.
Let's go 9. Use. Ball's available.
That's it. Signed through to the end of 2024, takes the hit.
Let's go 9. Use. Take a step. Take a step.
They've been stuck just ahead of their 22. Thomas takes to the skies, but he's overrun the runway, and it's going to be a Wild Knights ball in prime position.
Yeah, it certainly is, Marty. Another excellent opportunity here for Panasonic. They love to get this line out right. Big carry midfield and then recycle the ball to apply a little bit more of that field position pressure we saw earlier in this game.
Mane's throw finds the hands of Mitchell. Now it's with Asa. Abbott hits the 22. Keep moving it over to the short side. Kawasaki drives the legs and gets into the Reds' red zone. Mitchell. Koyama here for Onishi. He's taken by his opposite in Wilson. Yamasawa. Aso. Patience is the game here from the Wild Knights. Inside ball for Mitchell. They're finding meters on every carry.
Use, please.
Abbott straightens up well.
Advantage.
Tonga Allen pinged again. Getting stuck. So they're here with the free swing. Yamasawa chips it over the top, rolls the dice, but it's going to be knocked on. It's been regathered by Koyama. It's a bit of a mess, but they'll come back for the penalty.
Yeah, Jeffrey Tumunga Allen here again, just getting pinged for not rolling away quick enough. You could see he was trying to get out of the way, but couldn't quite do so.
It's been a huge directive with World Rugby, especially with the World Cup, just gone that east-west rolling. They want to see fast play, and Tumunga Allen, you have to be careful now. Referee Murphy, he's seen a few pictures.
He certainly has. Obviously, it's just to get the speed of that ball from the breakdown, allow the game to continue. Take another look, does well, good shot. It's just that initial movement, doesn't quite get out of there quick enough. And fair enough there.
Another 5-metre line out here for the Wild Knights. A good 30 minutes since they've scored, but a good take-up high from Abbott. Gets them back underway, and now with the penalty advantage behind them. It's there with Shimane. Koyama still there looking for it. It's a bit of a mess, but it will stay with the Wild Knights.
Captain. Okay, that's a clear trend now, okay? Every time we've come down here, you guys give away penalties, okay? You need to change your behaviour, otherwise someone's going to go to the bin, please. Let's go, discipline, eh? Discipline. No, it was early drive. Just hold. Time on. Early drive, red.
So, Queensland Reds have been given a warning.
Patience.
These lineouts, 5 metres away, they're just not getting it right.
No, they're not, obviously. A couple of new people in new positions. That occasion was the early drive, gifting Panasonic another opportunity.
Shimane for Gunter this time. Wild Knights happily to rumble forward with them. And Shimane is there, and it'll be the try they've been waiting 30 minutes for. Kazuma Shimane gets over.
He does so and does well. Beautifully worked there from the Panasonic Wild Knights. They've had a couple of opportunities down in that left-hand corner, but on this occasion it was absolutely pin perfect. Perfectly worked maul, and just a little bit of patience here, Marty, at the back. Eyes up, and just letting his forwards do the work as he rolls on the back of that and dots down for his first of the afternoon.
Really important here too. No truck and trailer. It's perfect execution of the driving maul and adapting to the changing conditions that the defence are putting up.
Yeah, absolutely. Great work there from the Wild Knights, and they'll be stoked with that. Just 4 minutes to go in this first half. And they get their second try, just reducing that lead to 11 points with a kick to come.
4 minutes left here in the first half. Bit of a grind for the Wild Knights over the last 30, but managed to find another try, and the conversion here would be pretty handy. And they get it. Wild Knights trailing by 9.
Oh, Robbie Deans as well, with the season coming on the 9th of December, just prepping for the first game of the season. The fine-tuning, this is the sort of stuff he really wants to dig into, and something like that late in the first half, it's got to be pleasing for him.
Conversion by Panasonic Wild Knights, fly half Takuya Yamasawa was successful.
So the Reds restart is regathered by Harry Wilson.
Panasonic Wild Knights, 12.
The Reds looking to pounce here in the final 3 minutes, but Craig can't hold on to it. It's going to be another scrum here for the Wild Knights. 3 minutes left in the half. It's been an entertaining opening quarter.
Yeah, it certainly has, Marty. We've seen plenty of tries, plenty of ball in play. Both sides taking a real shine to these conditions. Harry Wilson there showing great athleticism to pick that ball up.
Ready? On you, Endo.
Brilliant afternoon for some rugby here at Ballymore. Wild Knights feeding a scrum inside their 22. Get it away for the exit. And it is a hell of a kick. It's back now for Greeley, who centres up with Campbell.
Hold, Red, out, keep moving. Hold. Now.
And Sawa out here for Noguchi. First try scorer, chips it through. It's McLaughlin Phillips' turn.
Cool, hold, Red.
He chops it low.
Hold.
An ugly bounce for Sawa, who jostles into contact. 10 on 10. 60 seconds left here in the first half. Another try for the Wild Knights would be very handy. Wash here. Abbott gets it away. Yamasawa as well. Now Arso. All loses it in the tackle. So less than a minute here before we head to the sheds. And the Reds will have the scrum feed.
Certainly will. A couple of tired bodies out there, Marty. It's been a very fast, up-tempo game. You can see both sides just showing a little bit of fatigue as we get to the end of this first half.
Mark's here, boys.
When we talk about fatigue down, I guess this is a good moment to thank the presenting partner, Quest at Kelvin Grove. They've hosted the Wild Knights all too along. Queensland Rugby supporters, they get 20% off all bookings at Quest Kelvin Grove. Head to reds.rugby to find out more. So the hooter sounds here at Ballymore. Reds with the scrum. They've got a lead of 9. Thomas, he's had enough. He'll put it into the stands. And they'll head to the break. Reds in the lead, 21 points to 12 over the Wild Knights. Fantastic first half, Dallin Murphy. I really felt like the Wild Knights, they found a bit of momentum in that last 5 minutes.
Yeah, they certainly did. They had their second surge there and they finished the half extremely well. Robbie Deans will be extremely happy with how they finished that half and take a lot of positives out of it.
Well, let's throw it down now. Jeremy Austin, he's with Reds fullback Jock Campbell.
Thank you, Marty. Jock, took a while to get going, but you really strung some really good tries together.
Yeah, like obviously the Wild Knights have a fair bit of line speed, so they put us under a lot of pressure early, just trying to adjust our depth there. We got a couple of nice tries away.
And coming up to the second half, you've obviously got some big bodies in the Panasonic team. How do you negate that for the second half?
Similar to what we've been doing, you know, like apart from our errors, we feel like we're on top of them defensively, so it's just chopping those big boys and double efforts, got to get up off the deck.
Well, good luck second half.
Thank you, cheers.
Half time here at Ballymore Stadium, back to Ballymore. The Reds up 21 points to 12.
The biggest lineup of entertainment is only on Stan. Yes! With the greatest new and exclusive global hits.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Australia's most star-studded originals. Sport the whole world is watching.
Here we go.
All with no ads.
Game over.
The biggest lineup of entertainment is only on Stan.
Build a train so big, it can't be stopped.
We got enemies eyeing us, cops clocking us.
Egan's too dangerous to be left alive.
Do you have what it takes to be the boss?
Just surviving.
Game over.
Accelerates into the gap.
Out of nowhere!
To keep on, Superman's coming through.
It's a good goal!
What a score from England!
Jorgensen! James Slipper has two! He's facing the line.
Cowboys winning this one.
Get your man, pick it up.
Michael Hooper is here.
It's go time at the MCG. This is going to be good. Away from his wing and getting through. Here we go. Oh, wow.
It's getting real dangerous here in Lincoln.
Yeah.
How come groups of rich men get to decide what's right and what's wrong? If I want justice, I have to take the law into my own hands.
There will be a lot of bloodshed.
And let there be bloodshed.
We run things here now.
The brand new season of Billy the Kid, now streaming only on Stan.
Mate, there's no better passer of the ball. Majestic. And he knows how to put it between the posts too.
Oh, if they can spread it out to the wings, they'll carve them up. And the bloke at the back, fastest feet in the game.
Gentlemen, we'll take it from here.
Hey, come on. Cheer on every match, exclusive and ad-free.
Live and on demand. On the home of UEFA Champions League, Stan Sport.
What a goal! He's done it!
Ballymore Stadium alive and pumping here as the annual Queensland Saitama Shield is up for grabs. It is the Queensland Reds in the lead over the Saitama Panasonic Wild Knights. 21 points to 12, Dallin Murphy, and what an exceptional opening 40 it has been.
Yeah, it certainly has, Marty. Plenty of rugby, outstanding in passages, but plenty of ball in play. What a start it was. That man there, Ryuji Noguchi, with the first little pickpocket to set the game alight. And what an intercept that was. And then it was some brilliant piece of play from a couple of young South players. Johnny Bryant there, beautiful run. It's the Reds that are over the advantage line by 10 metres. There was some sharp work from the Lachlan Phillips linking up with his Aussie 20s teammate in Tim Ryan, who finished it off with a beautiful pass to Mac Reilly, who's been very busy in this first half.
And this would mark the middle part of this first half where it was just Reds. And they followed it up. Another great try here. The vision from Fluke to get across. He's really coming of age.
Yeah, he certainly is. Had a fantastic season this year. Represented Australia, And then on this occasion, Marty, what a beautiful pass from that man, Josh Fluke, to set up his brother's teammate, Tim Ryan, who gets his first of the afternoon.
Then it would be the Wild Knights to get the last laugh. They had a few bites of this cherry inside the 5 metre line, but patience paid off, and Kazuma Shimane would rumble across and get a very important 5-pointer that would be converted. And this game still has so much left in it, but it is the Reds narrowly ahead, 21 points to 12. Still plenty of footy left and lots of quality players to come off the bench. And these two teams, they've been sensational on the field, but it's their relationship off the field which has been a huge endeavour, going all the way back to 2020.
Official welcome reception. The Saitama Panasonic Wild Knights Tour of Queensland, proudly presented by Quest Kelvin Grove. My name is Pete Fairbairn. I'm the head of commercial at the Queensland Rugby Union, and it's my pleasure to be your MC for the formal segment of this evening.
Here at QUT this evening, the official welcoming to bring the Saitama Panasonic Wild Knights to Brisbane. Really excited about the partnership and the fixture this weekend. It's going to be a fantastic game. Yeah, look, I think actually the history of the Saitama in Queensland dates back a long time. Obviously a sister state relationship, the longest in Queensland between Saitama Prefecture and Queensland. There was a game actually between Queensland and Saitama back in 1991, which Ejima Hitoshi, the general manager of the Wild Knights, played in that match, along with a number of other Queensland greats that day. Queensland got the result, and there's certainly some great history there. In terms of how the partnership started, started with a conversation between myself, Robbie, Ijima, in Ota at that stage, where they were based previously, and it just grew from there. Good people, very similar values, fantastic club. So aligned values is a real common thread between the two clubs. You saw it last weekend, you see it again this weekend. The opportunity to play games. We've got 11 potential debutants for the Reds this weekend. And the opportunity to play matches, for the Wild Knights, it's the beginning of their season. It's the end of our season. These games are really crucial for the development of players and coaches. And what a brilliant place to play at Ballymore. Hasn't been a cap fixture at Ballymore since 2010, and what a privilege it'll be for those guys that get to run out this weekend, in particular those guys that have the privilege to debut in the maroon jersey at Ballymore.
Here with Sam Cordinley, mates, back to Ballymore. How good is this?
Yeah, fantastic, Rook. Hasn't been since 2010 since we've had a cap fixture here at Ballymore, and Saturday afternoon, sun shining, plenty of people in the stands, lots of people in the beer lines. Fantastic to see.
Well, we'll be there later anyway. But you spoke during the week at the QUT function about aligning values with Panasonic and the Reds. How did that come about?
Yeah, look, it's a long time in the making, obviously. There's a lot of history there at the club. I think I mentioned the other night, obviously a game between Saitama and the Reds back in 1991. Some pretty heavy hitters in that team. Michael Liner, Jason Little, Paul Carrozza. I think David Nusafora was part of that squad as well, Dan Crowley. So some of the greats of Queensland rugby. And Panasonic Wild Knights GM Hitoshi Ijima was also within that side. So a lot of history. Obviously the state government relationships, Saitama Prefecture and Queensland Government have a sister state relationship that's extended back to 1984. So there's a bit of a connection there. But obviously, Robbie is a coach of mine. Two great clubs, great histories. We're really proud to have the partnership. They're looking for the same sort of thing as we are. More matches, more coach development, more opportunities to connect with their community. They've got a wonderful facility over there in Kumagaya, not dissimilar to what we're aspiring to here at Ballymore, with a really community feel that you see this afternoon.
Oh, absolutely. And you talk about a capped game here at Ballymore, how good. I actually was fortunate enough to play here for my first capped game for the Reds. And there's a number of youngsters in the team today that are experiencing that for the first time. Probably not the same sort of knowledge as the older heads would have of playing back here, but it's really good to have them here.
Fantastic. I mean, what an opportunity to have your first Queensland cap here at Ballymore. I mean, you look at it, the future of Queensland rugby. Players like Harry McLaughlin-Phillips, Tim Ryan, both had big impacts in that first half. And we'll see a number of other players coming on in the second half, I'm sure. Future debutants and, hopefully guys that are going to push on in that Queensland jersey long into the future.
Well, thanks so much for your time, Sam. We look forward to, hopefully, a Queensland win this afternoon. But 21-12, is it going to be enough? We're about to find out in the next 40 minutes. Marty, Dal, back up to you guys.
Thank you, Jeremy Austin. What a cracking first half it's been as we see the turnstiles on the bench turn a little bit here, Dale Murphy. A couple of subs will be making their way out into what has been a super competitive 40 minutes of rugby.
Yeah, it certainly has, and it's everything we expected, Marty. It's lightning quick. There's plenty of tries, and there's plenty of ball in play. Both sides will be coming out to look to close out this game. Big 40 minutes ahead of us.
Queensland Reds making their way up now. Got a 9-point lead. It won't be enough for calibre of this game. Tim Ryan represents one of many young stars that have come through the club pathway here in Queensland over the last couple of years that have worn this Reds jersey. And he's been sensational this afternoon.
Yeah, he certainly has, just carrying his form from throughout the year, Marty. He was exceptional for the Australian under-20s, then carried that into the Premier Rugby season where he won a premiership with the Brothers Club, and now out here this afternoon one of the shining lights of that first half.
Well, we're off and running again here at Ballymore. The final 40. It's the Panasonic Wild Knights up against the Queensland Reds, playing for the Saitama Queensland Shield. Thomas from McLaughlin Phillips. 5 Australian under-20 representatives from this year in this match day 23 for the Reds as he goes up high and takes that one well. Thomas. From Garce. Thomas gets a bit of traffic there, but Campbell kicks it nicely from first receiver. Wild Knights throw a contestable one into the air, and Lachlan Phillips again takes another specky as the ball is stolen brilliantly by Ben Gunter, and now it's with the Wild Knights. Up inside Reds territory, they look to the short side. It's a nice run from Takuya Yamasawa. Ball is lost backwards. It's a bit of a scramble, but it's still there with the Wild Knights. Mitchell pops it away for Boshev. Now out the back, Yamasawa. Great little hands as they've got players to use, but it'll be lost on the ground. Still with the Wild Knights, but it's knocked on. And the Reds with the first scrum this side of half-time.
Yeah, great start there from the Panasonic Wild Knights. It was Ben Gunter who forced the first turnover from this play. Harry McLaughlin Phillips again up to the challenge in the air as he comes down. The former BBC man and now Japanese international player right on the spot there to get the turnover. Interesting, Marty. Ben Gunter wasn't used in the World Cup. So he jumped straight on the phone to Robbie Deans and said, I want to come to Queensland, I want to play in these Wild Knights games.
Well, maybe we look at the lineup of Wild Knights players that are in that squad. Inagaki, Miller, Hori, Sakate, Cornelson, Fukuni, Matsuda, Osada, Riley. What a huge representation they had in the Cherry Blossoms squad this year. Now it's back with the Wild Knights. Tanji
Keep working wide.
kicks it forward as Kasi takes a nice one. Beats a tackle too. Offloads it for Tumunga Allen. Front row is linking up. Now it's with Bryant. Fumble there on the ground. Bryant falling foul of a couple of stray legs.
Yeah, just a little error on the ground there, but what a play from Sefar Garcia there. Catches the ball, takes it into contact, beats a defender, and then a beautiful offload to his front row partner, Jeff Tumunga Allen.
Let's go, Mark, set, please.
Lawson Crichton, I think he's potentially...
He's doing well this afternoon, is Lawson Crichton, leading from the front, perfect off the boot.
Go, boys. Scrum.
So the free kick here for the Wild Knights. They'll pack it down again.
Seems to be really enjoying this battle up front. Do both front rows. It's quite even this afternoon. Vast amount of experience. On the Queensland Red side. So now we take a look. A couple of potential Reds debutants there. Molisor Malangi, Massimo Delitas, Chris Menimbi, as well as Lockie Connors and Sean Anderson.
Set!
And now! Yes,
Koyama in and out, over to the left. Arso gets the pass away now for Noguchi. The first try scorer. He is a slippy character. The Wild Knights reorganise themselves. Abbott.
Tackle!
Koyama turned 29 on Tuesday past. Birthday on tour, a win would be even better for the Nine. Mitchell, the New Zealand native. Arso pops it away nicely from Gunter. Heaving frame. One of three players that has a link to Gunnedah. Harry Wilson and Harry McLaughlin-Phillips on the other team. Grew up there also. Now it's a nice carry from Kawasaki. Now a pick and go from Boschier. The Wild Knights on a run here. Mitchell goes again. It's a little bit loose, but it's still with the Wild Knights. Perez, head down into the tackle of Uru. Now the forwards punch up. Mitchell. Arso goes himself, but he is coffee tabled by Harry Wilson. Now on the left, looking to go through the Wild Knights. Oh, and it'll be lost for a moment. Back is the call. It's there with Taji. And now the Reds cover defence.
No advantage. Just a knock on. Scrub. Just a knock on, boys.
Slows them down, but there was a knock on in that tackle.
Knock on. Scrum. White ball, yeah. He's had two goes at it.
A great piece of continuity here from the Panasonic Wild Knights. As we take another look there, Josh Fluke just getting Vince Arso.
There's your mark.
As he gets chopped underneath from Harry Wilson. Kalani Thomas on that occasion couldn't quite hold the ball. He had Akers in front of him. But a great start from the Wild Knights. Perfect continuity. And really applying pressure to this Reds defence.
Yuji Shimogama in the front row now for the Wild Knights. The only change for both sides up front. What impact will he have? They're 5 metres out. Koyama. Pick and go at the back from Onishi. Oh, the pass to Arso has gone missing. And now McLaughlin-Phillips boldly runs it. It's with Fluke. Greeley. Campbell on the wing. A little kick from the fullback. It'll roll forward. It's end-to-end stuff as the Wild Knights scramble inside their 22. And talk about seizing the opportunity. The Reds have done well. And here they are with a line out just behind halfway.
Yeah, and what confidence here. Wilson Crichton does well there just to force the mistake. But McLaughlin-Phillips, excellent confidence on the back of this to get his team out of trouble.
The line out from the Reds. It's fallen down there for Thomas, who takes it upon himself. Anderson. There's a host of forwards on the left. Tumunga Allen. First cab off the rank. Oh, the support wasn't there. The Reds are really being challenged at the breakdown, and they will suffer another penalty.
He wasn't part of the ruck. He came through to pick the ball out. Tackling a player without the ball.
Ball remains in now. Panasonic's hands. It's Yamasawa, the older of the brothers from Saitama and Kumagawa. A good kick there to create some great field position for the Wild Knights.
Yeah, no, I understand. Subs.
So subs making their way onto the field. Massimo DeLutis, an exciting new addition to the Reds after a 2-year stint. He comes in, and the younger of the two Yamasawa brothers is Kohei. Last year, Dal, 2 tries, 2 conversions, 2 penalties, 20 individual points of the 30 they scored. Been waiting for him to really step up and have an impact today.
Yeah, certainly hasn't had a lot of opportunity. It's been all their forward pack when they're getting good field position now, as you see. Once again, the rolling maul.
Koyama out at first, receiver finds Arso, who's been so busy today. Round the corner, it's the reserve hooker, Shimogama. Koyama distributing well. Now they go to the right-hand side. Arso offloads under contact. It's very nice for Kawasaki, but he'll lose it right at the last moment. But it'll be a penalty against the Reds. Seru Uru offside.
Geez, they're looking dangerous, are the Wild Knights. Putting themselves in great position. A beautiful piece of brilliance here. Nilly gives Panasonic their third try of the afternoon. It's been all Panasonic in the first 9 minutes of this second half, Marty.
They have come out swinging at the Queensland Reds as we see Josh Fluke getting a bit of treatment on the deck. It's been very fast pace here from both teams. They are playing for sheep stations.
Yeah, they certainly are. Obviously lots to play for, the Saitama Queensland Shield. But here was just beautiful work from Arso. Once again, beautiful work. Gets that hand free. And it was Kawasaki. Couldn't quite hold the ball to finish the job.
Sweet. Boys, they're going to take a shot. Take a shot. Time back
obviously,
on.
you can see how much it means to them. They're in great field position.
Shot
They're taking the points to close this gap to just 6 points.
And it's a critical point for the Wild Knights. Obviously, Japanese League One, they start in 5 weeks, so this is a big opportunity for these players to really refine the machine and get themselves ready. The team that won Division 1 in League One this year, in the 22-23 season, but then they fall short in the grand final, and they really want to go back to that grand final again in 23-24 and win it.
Yeah, they certainly do, but currently playing without the majority of their internationals. So it's a good opportunity for a lot of these younger guys to step up, get some good minutes under their belt as they lead into the start of their season back home.
So the conversion here from Takuya Yamasawa is successful. They're now within 6 points of the Reds. 30 minutes left on the clock. This one's going to go right down to the wire.
Time off. Oh. Time on.
So, ball back in play, and the Reds have come up with it after the restart. But it looks like Anderson nearly lost it in the breakdown. Craig.
Now the knock on.
Lachlan Phillips. Uru for Wilson. They were waiting for him. It's a wonderful tackle by Boshier. And the Wild Knights, they've been clinical at the breakdown, and they have shut down the Reds once again.
They certainly have, and just forcing a little bit of frustration into this Red side.
To knock on, so.
Again, some good field position there. Just
there's your mark. 8 knocked it on.
Gone begging for the Queensland Reds.
Here we go. Yep. Let's go in, Matt. Time off.
A few subs making their way onto the field, and one of Queensland's forgotten sons, Jack Cornelson, who's been across playing in Japan the majority of the last decade, represented the Cherry Blossoms at the World Cup. It's great to see him back here in Brisbane.
Certainly is, mate. An absolutely fantastic rugby player. Just finished up at the World Cup. Spent all of his professional career at the Panasonic Wild Knights. They gifted him an opportunity when no one else would. And here he is years later.
Have a great scrum from both sides as the Wild Knights look to build on their momentum here in the first half. Koyama. Yamasawa. A great carry from Perez. Now the little chip from Yamasawa over the top. McLaughlin Phillips reins it in as the Wild Knights flow over the top. Oh, and that'll be a penalty every day of the week for Deludis.
Must come back through the gate.
That's Mo Deludis there, the former Brumby and Southport School alumni. Just there coming in from the side. But great pressure again, Marty, from his Panasonic side.
Big opportunity here for the Wild Knights. They're 6 points away from the Reds as they punch it in as close to that corner. Jeremy Austin will come to you in a second, mate, as Matt Greeley grabs the kick which is a bit underdone, and now he's sprinting his way up towards the 10-metre line. Uru. Thomas for Crichton in the pocket, now clad in number 27. His kick has got a bit of distance. It's still going, gone. It's a big error there for the Queensland captain, Jeremy Austin, and now the Wild Knights with an opportunity.
It's been a massive momentum swing. The 5 minutes before halftime, the 10 minutes after has been all the Wild Knights. Gunter's been absolutely massive, and just getting those bodies into the breakdown area. Their line speed has increased in this second half incredibly, and they're really putting pressure on this young red side, and just errors like that just starting to creep in. But that wind that is blowing about 20 k's an hour, you've just got to be really careful, obviously not to punch it too long, and that time wasn't ideal.
Yeah, okay. Just make sure it balances out, but if I feel he's putting weight...
Another 9 on the rise, looking to have an impact on this game soon. Louis Wershen is warming up. These minutes will be valuable. All players looking to stake their claim on starting spots for next year's Super Rugby season.
Yeah, they certainly will. It's just good to get some rugby under your belt. The mini pre-season that they've just finished. Nothing better than playing rugby.
Onishi, play for Koyama. Yamasawa gets the passway to his brother Kohei, and here they are on the right-hand side looking to get through the Reds' defensive line. Nice carry there from Tunji. Wild Knights flood the breakdown. Hold on to possession. Kawasaki here, Mitchell. They're rolling through the phases. Abbott. The arm is up from referee Murphy. As Gunter flies through, he'll be tackled down. There's a penalty in the middle of all this.
Hats off there to Kalani Thomas and Tim Ryan.
Over here, boys.
The bigger man, Ben
Penalty
Gunter,
here.
just trying to line them both up. And both of them well and truly up to the task as they displace the ball. But Marty, this pressure from the Panasonic Wild Knights is just absolutely outstanding. They'll have another opportunity here as they go to the sideline.
It's the same again, mate. Same trend. I've been down here twice. Okay, there's been a couple offsides and a couple in and around here and ruck penalties. Have a chat to the boys or someone goes to the bin.
Guns.
Wild Knights head coach Robbie Dean, former Wallabies.
Inside the 22.
Has an 8-13 World 15 coach, under 19. He is an experienced man, and I have no doubt that he would have had the best speech at halftime to tune these boys up.
He's certainly done something. They've come out absolutely firing. They're full of fire and ready to close this gap once again. Just 6 points the difference. 56 minutes in.
Another big line out for Wild Knights, and it's a great take. Up high by Gunter. But they've forced an error upon themselves, and the Wild Knights will miss an opportunity. And Jeremy Austin, it's not the only thing they're going to be missing for the rest of the game.
No, they're not. And Essie Hungana, I just spoke to him on the sideline, that rib cartilage injury he picked up in about the first 20 minutes of the game. He has succumbed to that, so we won't see him for the rest of the game, but we will see him hopefully post-game for an interview.
There's just obstruction on this occasion
Both teams subs.
from the Wild Knights.
Just hold, boys. Time's off. Got subs. 6 or 5, boys. 5. Just hold.
So if we want to 6, can you stop it and leave it at 6 going? Because at the moment it's 4.
As long as they drop down, it'll be all right. I won't free kick you the numbers, yeah?
Host of players making their way on.
Time on.
Louis Wershen, another phenomenal 9. in the Queensland ranks, makes his way on. Replacing Kalani Thomas as the Reds line out is successful. Lachlan Phillips chops it up just ahead of the Wild Knights 22. He might pay a bit of a price here as Kohei Yamasawa, future incumbent player for the Japanese national side, lies back up. Now it's with Tanji. Shimogama. And the Reds infringing again, penalty after penalty. Something will have to give.
Something certainly will have to give. Too many penalties here from the Queensland Reds, just allowing Panasonic to keep reapplying this pressure. So we see Yamasawa now go deep into Reds territory. We've got a new front row from Yusaku Kihara and Shohei Hirano through the Wild Knights. See their Manipi just hands on the deck. They're not supporting his weight.
George Blake, the number 17 jersey for the Reds, enters the fray. And we also see on the field Yusaku Kihara and Shohei Hirano for the Wild Knights, 2 in the front row. It's a good line out from the visitors. Now the back rowers are linking up. Gunter's pass to Boshier. Puts his back rower teammate within 10. Here they go. Now it's the Locks' turn. Mitchell to Abbott. Wild Knights inside the 22, looking dangerous. They're trailing by 6 and knocking on the door. Kihara.
Ball's there. Ball's there.
Shohei Hirano gets them 6 meters out. Koyama. Yamasawa takes it to the line. He's met quickly though by Anderson. The Wild Knights looking dangerous. Boshier bumps away from 2, bumps away from 3. The unlikely frame of Crichton slows him. Quick passing puts Mitchell into some room. The Wild Knights looking for a way through. Some phenomenal passing. Gets it back to Boshier, and he is 6 meters away. Yamasawa, plenty of options. Abbott on the inside. Pops off the deck for Aso. The Wild Knights rampaging their way over the line.
And what pressure, what work from this Panasonic Wild Knights side. That lead-up work was absolutely perfect. Great patience, great execution, and they narrow the lead to just 1 point with 1 to come. Geez, they've been good in these 20 minutes post-half-time. The forwards just rumbling around the corner on this occasion. Mark Abbott there goes within meters. Beautiful offload. And Arso just showing his class. Buries the ball in the Ballymore turf.
He's a very experienced player, as Vince Arso. Played with the Hurricanes 2015 to 21. Played for the Barbarians. Also, back in the day, he has been a huge part of their attacking strategy this afternoon. Too many carries to count. And he's brought this game to 1 point. And now it's with Takuya Yamasawa to grab a lead. Takuya Yamasawa. Very nice. And it is the Wild Knights back in the lead. 22 to 21 with 19 minutes left. Jeremy Austin.
Mate, I don't know what they had at half-time, but I tell you what, I want some because these guys have been on fire. The 5 or 6 occasions that the Reds have negated the Wild Knights' attack, this time Arso just way too big and too strong.
Queensland Reds 21, Wild Knights 22.
The Wild Knights hold on to the restart. New half in Uchida on the field. He's off to a flying start as Takuya Yamasawa Kicks deep there for McLaughlin Phillips. A wonderful crowd here at Ballymore as the young 10 evades a couple before being brought down just in front of the Wild Knights 10-metre line. Now it's with Harry Wilson. The big tall man from Gunnedah gets it through, kicks it. It's cleaned up by Worsham. It's hands-on-head stuff. The question will be if he scores, and it looks like he has.
Wow! Marty Lippiett, what a play from the Queensland Reds. Louis Worsham is the one who scores it, but take a look at this lead-up work from Harry Wilson and Lawson Crichton. Beautiful ball here from George Blake at the back, but that ball there from Crichton and then Harry Wilson. It's what we love about him, is that little bit of enterprise off the left foot. And Louis Worsham, plenty of work to do, does beautifully to get that ball down. And what a hit back from the Reds.
Well, there would have been a few people biting the brims of their hat for a split second there of that kick down, but it's come up brilliantly for the young Louis Worsham, the Sunny Coast local, who has recently re-signed with the Reds, going forward, one of many. Now it's with Crichton. He's been spectacular today, 3 from 3. And with his first kick towards the hill, he'll be unsuccessful, but it is the Reds back in the lead, 26-22.
Harry Wilson, you usually see Wilson on a tennis court. Talk about returning serve and getting a great line. And as you said, Dal, anything in the book, Harry Wilson's going to open it and just play it, and great backing up, obviously, from Louis Worsham. Hopefully this can spring Queensland Reds into action and try and negate some of this firepower from the Wild Knights.
Yamasawa's restart comes down with snow, as it's a nice take from another Reds debutant, Chris Menimbi, who's on in jersey 19.
Stay.
McLaughlin Phillips, 65 minutes in the saddle today.
Out, please.
4 points the difference. McLaughlin Phillips takes another dicey catch.
Let it come now, ball's there.
DeLutis for the carry. Crichton. Campbell bobbles. Campbell gets monstered by Kawasaki. Henderson. Off a short run, but plenty of power. Crichton, Wilson, here for Menimbi. It will be forward. And that'll be a very cheap turnover by the Reds.
Yeah, just a poor ball there, back on the inside from Harry Wilson. Well and truly forward. Chris Menimbi.
Let's go, boys.
Reds back with ball in hand, looking dangerous.
Lockie Connors, another Reds debutant, makes his way out. The captain of Bond University, the local Hospital Cup competition. Took his team to their best ever finish of a season this year. And impressively, Dale, new coach signings for them this year, McKeenan and Sean Hedger. Quite a dynamic duo to join Bond in 2024. But once again, another great thing to see. Local assets coming through the pathway and finding a home here at Ballymore.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to see Lockie Connors there, getting his first Queensland Reds cap, replacing John Bryant, who might still stay on the field if Seru Uru is no good from cramp.
And we'll take this moment to about the official accommodation partner for the Queensland Rugby Union. It's Quest at Kelvin Grove, the presenting partner for today's game too, located just 5 minutes from Ballymore or Suncorp Stadium. 3 kilometres from the city, 15 from the airport. It's a perfect location for either a vacation or a staycation. Head to reds.rugby to find out how you can activate a 20% discount on all bookings.
All right, lads, time back on.
Sarah Uru gets up. He is okay, although he is limping. So it'll mean John Bryant comes from the field.
On each call, nice and stable, yeah?
What an afternoon he has had. A couple of fantastic carries. That man there, Benny Gunter, he's been immense for the Wild Knights.
Here it is now for the Wild Knights. Arso with his first chip and chase of the game. It'll be a nice territorial kick. The Reds not out of danger by a long shot.
Great little option there from Panasonic. Vince Arso probably wanted to keep that ball in, but in saying that, it's put his team in excellent field position. Tatu Atanji there. Couldn't quite chase it down.
Now the line out, it's successful. A switch play comes back towards the near side for the Wild Knights. Uchida working hard at halfback. Hawks at the back of the breakdown looking for options left, right. He goes back to the middle of the park. Lumaki's there too in jersey 23. But now it's there for the Reds, an error. Less than 5 metres out, the Reds with a sigh of relief.
Yeah, Lachlan Boshier there. He'll be disappointed with that. Holding Lockie Connors on the ground so he couldn't rejoin play. It's McLaughlin Phillips gets his team up over the 22. Cheetah there. The Japanese international, dangerous at the back. He brings a vast amount of experience. As you see there, Glenn Boshier just wouldn't let Lockie Connors up and gives the Reds an opportunity to get out of their own zone.
Craig Tabanimbi works out well as Worsham finds Crichton. He gets his feet taken out from underneath him. Wilson. Oh, flat there for Anderson. He was made to work for it. Lachlan Phillips finds Fluke, and Josh Fluke is away, and now Worsham with the little kick ahead, and here comes Tim Ryan. Does he have the speed? Oh, no he doesn't.
Great lead-up work there from the Queensland Reds. Again, it's a beautiful line from Josh Fluke. I think if he'd had his time again, he would have gone to his outside to find Tim Ryan.
Option, scrum at 22. Scrum's here, we're going to 22. 22.
Floyd Aubrey there.
Scrum's over there.
Looks like he'll be joining us on the field.
22.
Another player who got his first cap for the Reds in this match last year in Japan.
Hold.
He'll be making his way on the field soon. So Lescare's really starting to roll his bench on. The finishers, they call them now.
They certainly do, Marty. And that's what they need to do here this afternoon, both sides. We're locked at 26-22 in favour of the Reds.
Anderson escapes Harano. As the pass from the Reds has to be cleaned up by Ryan. There's Harano. Gets his man that time. Anderson inside for Deludis. Deludis pops it back nicely for Manimbi. It's touching a lot of hands, but it's with Harry McLaughlin Phillips as they cross into Wild Knights territory. Oh, and the pass from Crichton. It's all good as Fluke passes it back for Greeley, who kicks it ahead, and it runs into touch. Frantic play.
Frantic indeed, but great skill from this Queensland Red side. Look at that again from Josh Fluke. Wonderful line. See, he just starts to cramp up. Louis Worsham just overcooks that kick a little bit. Looks like Josh Fluke just struggling with cramp at the moment. Might need to come off at some point.
There's only so much pickle juice can do, Dal. This Kiss, new coach for the Reds. How will his tenure shape up? Right now, the players on the field are saying pretty good as Connors and Wilson link up well. Now it's there with Uru, off for Crichton, and now it's with Greeley. What a combination try.
Outstanding work, Queensland Reds. A couple of boys who have just joined the field, setting up this beautiful try. And what a hit back from the Reds. Matt Greeley gets his second of the day. But watch for Lockie Connors here. Tough ball at the back from Worshin. But Lockie Connors straightens the attack beautifully. But it's this ball here off the ground, straight to Harry Wilson. They're in behind the advantage line. They keep it alive. And then just some patience. Sarah Uru gets his hands free. And Lawson Crichton, beautiful flick ball off the back to get Matt Greeley his second. Enterprising play from the Queensland Reds.
Matt Greeley, a double for the day, and puts the ball back here for Crichton, who's looking for the extras. Crichton hits the woodwork. It'll be unsuccessful, but the Reds are up 31-22, and it's not often you get to see some special moments, but for this man on the field, he turns 29 today, and he makes his debut for the Reds. Molly So'i Malalangi on the field. Happy birthday, mate, and congratulations on your first provincial cap for the Queensland Reds.
Saitama Panasonic Wild Knights, 22.
Now the restart from the Wild Knights has been snuffed up by Uru, but there's a little knock on, and the man who was suffering from cramps 10 minutes ago, he's found a second win.
He certainly has. Just needed a little breather. Did Sarah Uru. He's been instrumental in the last couple of minutes of this game. A few more Queensland Reds finishers have joined the field. Sean Anderson on in jersey number 22, the GPS club. Will get his first Queensland Reds cap to replace Josh Fluke at outside centre.
Big shove. That's new man at the back. Inumaki has to work hard to help his side hold on to the ball. Mitchell there for Abbott.
Take a step.
Cheetah gets the offload from Mitchell. And the old hand breaks through and gives his team an opportunity. Great offloading from the Wild Knights. They're back up the right end of the field. Soe Malalangi looking for the turnover. We've been waiting for him to spark up. Kohei Yamasawa carries that one in, but there'll be an infringement by the Reds. It's still with the Wild Knights, who are trailing by 9.
Must be on your feet to play the ball.
Still plenty of rugby to play. We've got 5.5 minutes to go in this Saitama Queensland Red Shield game. And then Wild Knights put themselves in perfect field condition once again.
Line yours, boys. Let's go, White. Set the line.
Big throw here for Yuji Shimogama. He's had a big second half coming off the bench. The Wild Knights. Inumaki towering frames in the line out too, but it'll be Abbott who takes it. Now Shimogama, ball in hand at the back. Crabs with the maul, and now he straightens up, his head's up, looking for the line, and Shimogama, no one was there for him, and he will score.
He certainly will. Yuji Shimogama, outstanding work off the back there. Sure, the sword side had perfect eyes for it and finished the job. And in doing so, improves the conversion position for his 10, Takuya Yamasawa. But the Panasonic Wild Knights hit back and hit back well.
And we can't overstate the patience from Shimogama here. The 31-year-old, very experienced hand, and he's showing that right now. Patiently let his forwards do the work ahead of him and then reaps the rewards. Yamasawa to put them within 2 points of the Reds. This is coming right down to the wire. It's really obvious, Dal, that 47-46 6 days ago, they've both done their homework in the week, and they've come out with some pretty mean strategies to counter.
And they certainly have, and it's been tit for tat all game. 31 plays 29, 3.5 minutes to go. We've got a grandstand finish, Marty.
Campbell on the restart. He puts some distance on it. It'll be allowed to bounce. It'll leave the field of play on the full. That's a big error by the Reds. And now the Wild Knights with a huge opportunity.
Yeah, it certainly is. Perfect opportunity here. No better place to attack from. 50 metres out, centre field scrum.
Boys up here. Here you go.
Dangerous position here.
Keep that height, same, good height. Yeah.
For the Reds, going to be up to the task now. Panasonic Wild Knights with plenty of strike power.
An important scrum right in the centre of the field. Uchida throws it in. He gets it out nice and quick too. Yamasawa takes it to the line. Still plenty of running left in those legs after 78 minutes. Mitchell. Uchida comes to the short side. Now it's there with Noguchi. Noguchi does well. They're getting closer. Here it is with Abbott.
Play on.
Loose ball. It'll be popped up though. Uchida. The Wild Knights moving freely. The pass from Kohei Yamasawa is a good one. They're on the wing with Boshier. Playing secure rugby are the Wild Knights. Here's Hirano. Biding their time. They've shown that they've got the ability to be very patient. As Boshier on the wing flies up and takes more valuable metres away from Queensland. Mitchell out the back. Spreading it well off his wing. Tanji looking for work. He'll find Uru, holds him up for a moment but breaks the tackle down in front of the 22. Floating pass out wide. Noguchi's there. Aubrey's on him with Worshin, and Aubrey shuts him down. Mitchell. Just outside the 22, 2 points the difference. The Reds cannot afford to give away a penalty here. 30 seconds left. Mitchell taken low. Wilson looking for the turnover. It's not there. Now here it is with Yamasawa breaking through the line, looking for an offload. He finds Campbell who knocks it on and drops it. There's a little bit of time left, but it's the Wild Knights with a scrum. Seconds remaining.
Wow. Takuya Yamasawa breaks open the game. Goes within metres of winning it for the Wild Knights, but it all comes down, Marty, to this last play where scrum 5 metres out from the Reds line. Doesn't get any better.
Patience from the Wild Knights. Takuya Yamasawa seizes an opportunity. John Campbell. Critical fumble. In the forwards they trust. No time left in this blockbuster. 2 points the difference. Wild Knights with the feed. Oh, it's a bit of a mess, and the Reds forwards, they've done it. They've launched a massive counter-attack at the death. And a full 8 shove has all but won them the Queensland Saitama Shield for 2023.
It certainly has, and what a climax that was. What a finish from the Queensland Reds forward pack. And what a game, Marty.
It had everything, Dal. There was flair, there was ruck work, defensive work. Everything was there. And if you're a Wild Knights fan, this is super exciting knowing that your season starts in 5 weeks. And if you're a Queensland Reds fan, seeing what the boys are doing 5 or 6 months before their season kicks off, it's only got to boost their confidence.
Absolutely. They were in perfect conditions there to finish it off and get the win. But Robbie Deans, I think he'd be a little bit disappointed. They fell 2 points short. They're in complete control in that second half. But hats off to the experience of the Queensland Reds who got it done.
And 2 points the difference. You can really point your finger at a number of opportunities. They had a lot of lineouts inside the 5 that they didn't convert. There was a couple of options off the tee that they missed too. It was those small 1%ers at the end of the day which decided the victory here.
Yeah, it certainly was, and some key guys really standing up and putting themselves on the map once again. But Marty today was absolutely outstanding. A wonderful return to Ballymore. Just what a piece of a game that was.
And there can only be one winner on the scoreboard. I think both teams, both clubs, both nations, big winners in this. It's just so fantastic to see these kinds of relationships flourish. And we all get to be a part of watching such great spectacles.
Absolutely, and what a contrast compared to last year. The Reds running away with it, 60 points to 34. But on this occasion, 2 points separated the two sides, and what a fixture we have now and moving into the future.
Well, let's kick it on down to the field. Jeremy Austin is with winning captain Lawson Crichton.
Thank you, Marty. Firstly, congratulations, a very good team win. Congratulations to yourself as well. A Queensland captain now at the home of rugby, Ballymore. How good is that?
Yeah, no, thank you very much. Yeah, personally, obviously pretty honoured to be, recognising with some of the greats of Queensland rugby is pretty privileged to be in the position today. Yeah, it was a big battle today. It's hot, but it's great to be back at Ballymore. It's a big day for Ballymore, so glad to come home with a win.
So a little bit clunky early, obviously that with a few new debutants coming into the game as well, that was always going to be the case, but things got rolling pretty well for you.
Yeah, we sort of just into a little bit of a breeze, and we Panasonic, credit to them, they kicked the ball really well. They sort of pinned us in our half, and we found it probably difficult to get out there. But yeah, we just sort of had some patience. Half time sort of came, we got the win, and yeah, we just sort of started to play a bit more.
Long season, and now you get a break for a couple of weeks before pre-season starts. Exciting prospects for 24.
Yeah, no, very. Some new look coaches coming in, so just slightly different things to work on for the boys, and a couple of new recruits for us as well, which is only going to be good for the group.
Oh, big time. Some of them were excellent today, so that's great. So good luck for next year.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Marty, back to you.
Thanks, rookie. What a game it was. 2 points the difference at the end. 1 point the difference last week. A fantastic opportunity for both sides to really show what they're capable of, Dallin Murphy, and I'm still a bit speechless. Such a fantastic game, and we don't really get many opportunities to see such great footy like this. But we're going to throw it back down to Jeremy Austin once again. He is with the Saitama Panasonic Wild Knights captain, S.A. Hungana.
S.A., firstly, commiserations. The rib, That obviously happened early on in the game, but things not good.
Yeah, I think I popped a rib cartilage, so see how things go. Should be hopefully ready for the season by the end of this year.
An exciting game last week, and there's 1 point in it. This one, it's only a couple of points as well. It's some exciting rugby played out there today.
Oh, you can see it. You can see the brand of footy that we want to bring, and obviously to test ourselves against a quality side like the Reds, it means a lot.
So you're coming into your season in 5 weeks' time. Is this the ideal preparation for your team going forward?
Yeah, exactly. I think this is the perfect prep. Coming out here and playing a physical game against Super Rugby sides, this is the kind of test that takes you to winning championships later in the year, next year.
Now, I don't know what happened at half-time. You go into the sheds and you come out. Robbie's obviously said something because you guys came out on fire for that first 20 minutes of that second half.
Yeah, I think everyone sort of found their way. Coming in the second half, we had a plan and we knew what we wanted to execute. Obviously, the first half was just feeling our way into that game, but just glad that we could come out and put on a show for everyone else.
Oh, well, good luck for the season coming up, and we look forward to the next challenge for the Panasonic and the Queensland teams coming up soon.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Back to you, Marty.
Oh, great stuff there from S.A. Hunkana. Busted Ribs and Aldal finds some time to jump on the airwaves as we see jerseys swapping over. Some a little bit tighter than others, but I tell you what was tight, Dal. It was the first and second half of this game. 2 points the difference, and the tries that we got to watch, they were very exciting.
Yeah, they certainly were. They're absolutely outstanding. And it was the Panasonic Wild Knights who set us alight early. Vince Arso just winding back the clock there, showing big, too fast, too strong. But then it was this beauty from the Queensland Reds to hit back. Lawson Crichton threading the needle beautifully. But a bit of enterprise from that man there, Harry Wilson, and Louis Wershon. Plenty of work to do. Dots it down to get them well and truly back in the game.
And the Reds then, they got on a bit of a roll here as we see more good passing off the deck. Lockie Connors, what an impact he had off the bench, and then him and Harry Wilson linking up. Pretty exciting.
Yeah, most definitely. An outstanding try here. Sarah Uru, just some beautiful hands out the back to Lawson Crichton. Little flick ball there to Mac Greeley. Gifts him his second of the game. But then it was the Wild Knights who gave us a grandstand finish. Perfectly executed, and some eyes up rugby from Yuji Shimagama, the reserve hooker, to get them well and truly back in the game. Beautiful piece of play from that man.
Wild Knights, they wouldn't be able to find any more points after there, and the game had a 2-point margin to finish up, but it would be the Queensland Reds out-manoeuvring the Wild Knights by the smallest of margins. A double for Greeley, Wershon, Ryan and Fluke picking up tries. Crichton finished 3 from 5 for the day, but then for the Saitama Panasonic Wild Knights, Shimogama, Aso, Noguchi and Shimane all getting across, and Takuya Yamasawa had a pretty good day off the boot, 4 from 6, and it'll be hard for the Wild Knights, a few of the players, not to lament some opportunities that they just let go at the end. But like you said, both of these teams have got a host of players that aren't here, that are fresh off that World Cup, so the composition's going to change for the better very soon.
Yeah, it certainly will, but I think it's about these younger guys here stepping up, a little bit more experienced Super Rugby guys leading from the front and providing everyone with a wonderful showcase of rugby, as we saw here this afternoon. They both got plenty of experience to come back into their sides and prepare now as the Reds. They look to have 4 weeks off before they return to pre-season in early December, whereas the Panasonic Wild Knights, they have 5 weeks until their game, round 1 for the League One Championship in Japan.
And Queensland Rugby, strength to strength. We brought this game to you today from Ballymore, recently reopened the National Training Centre, crown jewel of Australian rugby. It will play a big role for the Queensland Reds in seasons come, and women's rugby up here as well. The Wallaroos obviously getting that spectacular win last night in the WXV 1 division. So lots of rugby happening around the Pacific at the moment, and that's a really exciting thing.
Yeah, it certainly is. We're in November, Marty, and there's still plenty of rugby being played. It's a year-round sport now, and that's the wonderful part about this game is we can play it all year round.
And both teams, I think this is also one of the really beautiful things about Rugby Dale. We see both teams, they're swapping the jerseys over because there'll be memories attached to all of them, and the camaraderie that we've seen, the lead up. Yes, they were at one another the last 2 weeks, but there's been a lot of integration between the sides, and you spoke about it earlier. It's the beautiful thing about rugby union. You can belt each other for 80 minutes, but then once it hits full time, you'll go and have a beer with them.
Yeah, that's right. It's excellent with the camaraderie we've got, but it's just this relationship as well. Perfect conditions. The Wild Knights are here this year. The Reds were over in Japan in Saitama last year, and it's obviously going to move forward in a sensational way. And what a fixture we have seen here this afternoon.
And things are moving along nicely here at Ballymore. So much action this afternoon as we throw it on down now for the post-match presentation.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the official post-match presentation of the Queensland Saitama Shield. Well, this time last year in Kumagaya, it was the Queensland Reds who took out the inaugural fixture. And this afternoon, the Reds, it was a grandstand finish in the end. But Queensland will retain the Saitama Queensland Shield. I would now like to introduce to you CEO of the Queensland Rugby Union, David Hannam, and CEO of Panasonic Sports, Takeshi Kubota, as part of our post-match presentation. If you could please keep that applause going for our officials here today. Referee Damon Murphy and his two assistants. Great job, Murph, and thank you guys. Now, there were many great performances out there this afternoon, but there can only be one player of the match. And today's man of the match, Reds number 10, Harry McLaughlin Phillips.
こんばんは、皆さん、本日は集まりいただきありがとうございます。去年ですね、熊谷という会場で、このクイーンズランドレッズ対埼玉パナソニックワイルドナイツの試合を行ったんですけれども、この試合においてはレッズが勝って、このシールドを持って帰りました。そして今回もですね、クイーンズランドレッズの選手たちが勝って、このシールドを保持していってます。そして今度ご紹介いたしますのが、クイーンズランドレッズの CEO の方とパナソニックスポーツ株式会社のCEO である久保田社長になります。今回のレフェリーにおいてはデモ・マーフィンさんが務めまして、今回のマン・オブ・ザ・マッチに抱えたのはクイーンズランドレッズ10番のパリー選手になります。
I would now like to invite up to say a few words on behalf of his team, the captain of the Saitama Panasonic Wild Knights.
埼玉ワイルドナイツのですね、代表をして、キャプテンを紹介したいと思います。
First of all, just want to say thank you to the QRU and everyone that made this happen.
今回、この機会を設けてくれて、実際に実行に移していただいた、関係者の皆様に感謝を申し上げたいと思います。
Also want to say thank you to the Reds for this fixture, quality outfit, and we wish you good luck with your season next year.
また戦ってくれたレッズの選手の皆さんには、感謝を申し上げ、次向かってくるシーズンの健闘を祈ります。
To my boys, look forward to getting back and getting some more prep in, and looking forward to the season coming up.
明日からですね、立ち向かうシーズンに向けて、しっかり準備していきたいなというふうに思います。
last of all, just want to say thank you to all the fans, friends and family that came out today. We appreciate you guys a lot.
本日来てくれたファンの皆様、本当にありがとうございました。
I would now like to invite up to the microphone to say a few words the winning captain from the Queensland Reds, Lawson Crichton.
皆さん、ありがとうございます。Firstly, Robbie, Panasonic, Ballymore, thank you for coming out. We really appreciate you coming out to Australia. To both organisations, as players, we're really grateful to have this relationship, and we look forward to coming over next year. To the supporters today for coming, thank you very much. It's obviously off-season for all of us, but we really appreciate the crowd coming up. To the refs, thank you for today. To our boys, last one for the season, well done. Good to go out on a high. And yeah, going into pre-season, a lot of hard work to do. Thank you.
まずはですね、埼玉パナソニックワイルドナイツの皆様はじめロビーさん、今回来ていただき誠にありがとうございます。組織としてこのような関係、リレーションシップを持てることはとても嬉しく思いますし、来年もこのように続けていけたらなというふうに感じております。そしてまずはファンの皆さんと、このように会場にいらっしゃる皆さん、お越しいただきありがとうございます。選手の、審判の皆さんもありがとうございます。プリシーズンを終えて次のシーズンに向けてこちらを頑張りたいと思っております。
I would now like to invite David and Takeshi to present the Saitama Queensland Shield to the Queensland Reds. Do you want to pose for a photo there, please? Yep. Maybe just step outside. Great stuff for that.
Well, what a fantastic way for the Queensland Reds to finish off 2023. They'll retain the Saitama Queensland Shield until next year. Dallin Murphy, but I think really promising start for the Saitama Panasonic Wild Knights in their new 23-24 Japanese League One season.
Yeah, absolutely. They're certainly looking like they're absolutely prepared and ready to go. Just 5 weeks out from their first round one fixture. So exciting times for them.
Well, that is all, folks. We are done and dusted here at Ballymore for 2023. Thank you so much for your company this afternoon. It was a phenomenal game between two phenomenal clubs. We look forward to you all joining us again very soon. My name is Martin Lippiard. Thank you and good evening.